You've played 2 outstanding games. What allows you to remain so calm in the chaos at times?
That's a great question, but I honestly really don't know. I have a good faith meter, and I just try to control what I can. I'm blessed to be a professional, so I know that there's up and downs to it. Like there's the good things that come with it, and there's the bad things. The bad things are only but for so long. If you feel like you're at the bottom, there's only like one way to go, and that's up. So I just try to just keep it calm, cool, and steady, and my play will show and speak for itself.
Dion, do you remember the last time you played against Houston?
Heck yeah, we all do.
No.
Man, honestly, that gut feeling of being punched in the chest, of being at a position in our careers and in the season where like we had a momentum, like we thought everything was heading in the right direction, and it was pulled right from us because it's of the Texans, and that feeling, it will never disappear, and that feeling lives with us. That's what we've been feeding off of, and that's where our mind is. We'll never forget, and we know what time it is.
How much of a learning experience for this group collectively was that game? Because I'm sure you left that field that day saying that was one we should have won.
Yeah. Everything is a learning opportunity and a learning, example. But from that game, it has molded our team to be what it is today. And honestly, feeling what it felt like to lose in that moment and to let our dreams, be dictated by somebody else is something that we're never going to allow to happen again. We're going to keep everything in our hands, and when it's time to punch that ticket, we just got to punch it. And that's what the Texans did to us. And, it's a new year. All that's over with, but we feed off of it.
Tremaine, for you, when you look at the journey that this group has been on, you guys have a lot of the same players who went through that game against Houston. Do you feel like that's kind of one of those milepost games where you guys collectively can grow together as a group because of what you went through?
Yeah, for sure. I think anytime you have a group of guys that have been together for a long time, you're going to have a lot of ups and downs. But the key thing is how you respond to those moments, as a group. And I think, a good thing about, defensively what we do, man, we are pretty close and we are truthful with one another. We hold each other accountable for, mistakes, just for anything out there. So, when it's time in the film room, nobody's pointing fingers. Everybody's taking accountability, what happened out there. And I think that's the biggest thing of growing as a football team. We got a group of guys that care so much about letting another guy down. I think that speaks for itself, and that just transformed over to the field.
Dion, Josh's career trajectory since that game, he was really honest coming out of it, saying he wasn't going to forget about it until he played again. And you look at the 2020 season that he put together, and now the performance that he's coming off of against Washington. It's just been kind of a straight arrow up for him. How big do you think personally that game was for him, the disappointment, and then you using that as fuel to kind of motivate him moving forward?
Honestly, how can I answer that? I would take it as more so Josh took that game to build him and build the Josh Allen he wanted to be. Josh knows what he's capable of doing, and he takes a lot of pride when we win, when we lose. And when we lose, Josh puts it all on himself. So anytime it's a loss, whether it's in a championship game, whether it's in a regular season game, Josh treats it all in the same. But because that game was when it was, I guess Josh took it just a little bit more, and he got us all on the same page. And for Josh to be able to do his job, we have to do ours around him. And Josh relayed that message that it can't and just be him, it has to be all of us. So we're all on the same page, and we're all fighting for the same thing every week, which is a W.
Things have been clicking for you guys in the line the last 2 weeks. Now with Jon out this weekend, how does that change things for you, affect you, and affect the line?
Well, the great thing is that the organization has done a great job of getting the right guys here with depth all over the team, honestly, not just the O-line. And things happen in football. Guys go up, guys go down, opportunities present in themselves. And in this league, when opportunities present in themselves, guys are usually ready. So we have guys that come in, that have been here. So there's no hiccup, there's no change. You know, it's just a different face. But whatever needs to and be done to win a game, that's what we're here to honestly do, is to win games.
Dion, it was a really small sample size at the end of the game, but when you saw Spencer out there and when you saw him on film, what did you see from him and what he was able to do in, I think it was like 8 plays or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, every time Spencer gets out on the field, you can feel his presence. I mean, honestly, first, like from his size, I mean, like the kid is huge. I mean, like he looks amazing. He plays amazing, and he's a great rookie. And he plays strong. He plays with that craziness of just to honestly finish every play. And honestly, like the kid had probably like 4 like knockdowns in like 8 plays. So like that just shows like the type of force that he plays with when he touches the field. But I'm here for it. Like, you know, whatever the coaches do, that's what and they do. But Spencer, he's a great rookie, and he's going to be a great player.
What was the reaction like when you saw him pancake Daron Payne on like his first play?
You know, so because he was on the right side, I didn't really see it. I seen it in the film room. So when we were in the film room and it happened, like I was just like, oh, like this kid is doing that to like not no scrubs, like first round guys like to have a status. So for him to be doing that against the caliber of guys, it's amazing, honestly. And for him to be doing that at such a young age, because he's still a kid, it just shows his potential and where he can take his career if he just stays on that gas pedal.
Tremaine, earlier this week, Leslie said that he noticed when it comes to Matt Milano's game, he's been a lot more vocal this season, more vocal than he's ever been so far in his career, echoing your commands out there. Just what have you seen playing next to him so far in regards to maybe being more vocal and maybe what he's been doing so far this season?
I think the number one thing when I think about it is just confidence. You know, you can feel it. It's not just so much in, you know, his playmaking ability, but just, like you said, his communication. I mean, this is his 5th year in the system now, and, you know, he's comfortable, and like I said, he's confident, and, you know, making calls, echoing calls that I make out there, and, you know, that's collectively just helps the whole defense around it as a whole. So, you know, I think that's just helping this game go to the next level, and, you know, when you communicate out there, it slows the games down for you, slows the game down for the person beside you, and you can see more and more plays starting to come up.
I was just going to say, how helpful is that for not just you, but the entire defense when you have another guy out there that's being just as vocal and, you know, making sure that everybody's on the same page with the calls?
Yeah, it's very helpful because, I mean, you know, I'm the mic, but, you know, sometimes it's hard to get the call all the way out to the corner. So you need guys around you that's also helping communicate. And, you know, he does that. We got a lot of guys on defense that does that, and that just helps everybody out, you know. When I communicate something, just echo the call, and I think that we do a good job, and that started at practice. I mean, we stress that a lot, and guys taking responsibility, and we getting that job done.
Tremaine, I'm sure that Jordan Poyer is probably one of those guys that you're talking about
Yeah.
there. He's started 60 straight games. You guys aren't going to have him this week. What kind of an adjustment will that be for the defense without him? And then, in turn, Jaquan Johnson, I don't know if it's going to be his job, but you know, we assume that he'll probably come in. How has he looked during the practice week, and just, you know, what are your expectations for him if it is him that plays?
Yeah, I think, you know, guys understand. Well, first of all, let me say Jordan is a big-time player, as you can say. But I think guys understand that, you know, in this league, things come up and it's the next man up. And, you know, I think our guys are ready, man. You know, they've been looking real good at practice, making calls, making the checks they should make, being in the right position. And, you know, I have no doubt in my mind that, you know, they'll go out there and execute at a high level. So now it's just about that, just going out on the field on Sunday and execute. Like I said, I mean, been playing fast, been making the calls. They know what they're doing out there. So, you know, I have no doubt in those guys, man. I have, you know, extreme confidence in those guys. I know they'll get the job done, and I know they'll play at a high level. So I'm excited to see them go out there and work.
Can you maybe take us inside a little bit how Jordan's presence and understanding and being in the system so long, he's more than just focusing on his spot, and how he kind of has a ripple effect with his familiarity and the way he plays, and how that can resonate and help everyone on the layers and levels in front of him.
Yeah, I think first it has to just do with the safety position. The safety position, I mean, it's kind of similar to the linebacker position in making certain checks, making certain calls, just commanding, a defense collectively out there. And, he does that. He makes his presence known, not just, the plays that he make, but, just his vocal abilities out there and just making sure guys playing the same thing. And that's what you look for, particularly in the linebackers and particularly in the safeties, So I think he does that, and he does it at a high level.
Are there certain things, because he's been here for so long and knows Leslie's system so well, that almost nonverbal, like you don't necessarily have to say something, or he doesn't, he just winds up in the same spot, or you guys play off of each other well without even communicating it? Does that happen?
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of us are. Just being, we played together for such a long time. I think I'm probably the youngest one, and I'm at 4 years, so those guys are 5 years plus together. And so I think that just comes with it, man. A lot of us know, like, the system hasn't changed but so much, so now it's just we execute, man, and it's not so much like we don't know what we're doing. Now we're playing off one another. Now we're making more and more plays because we know, oh, he's thinking this, he's thinking that. So now we're just reacting and playing ball like we used to.
It is Jaquan that starts on Sunday. I mean, he's been here a long time, just kind of working in the background, everything like that. This would be his first real opportunity outside of a random Week 17. What have you seen from him over the years and how he's developed and how he's come across?
Quan is a big-time player as well. I think he's another player that you feel his presence on the field. He's physical, man. He can run. He just makes plays. Like, even at practice, he makes a lot of plays. And, I'm confident in him. He knows what he's doing. He's a smart football player. He's always, in the right spots. So I'm extremely confident in him and, excited for him, and I wish him nothing but luck,
Dion, when we had talked to you last week, you had said on tape you noticed that you were playing better than you had been. When you looked back this past week, was it like another step in that right direction?
Yes. Every week, honestly, like, I feel like that I'm just getting just a little bit more better, Like, I'm not taking huge jumps where, like, it's like I'm jumping from here to there, but I'm stepping in the right direction in my career. I'm in year 5, and I take it as it's a turning point. Like, I don't just want to be, oh, that's just Dion Dawkins, he's a good and left tackle. Like, it's about time for me to step into that elite role. Like, in that's that guy. Like, he's a great left tackle, and he has all the ability to be so. So every week, like, I just try to get just a little bit better, whether it's my hands, my feet, my mental, whatever it is, I'm just working on me, and every week I think I'm doing a good job.
Do you feel like health-wise you're where you want to be? Coming back from everything, like, do you feel like you're 100% back from everything you dealt with?
I mean, I wish that I had a meter, but I don't know. Like, I don't know, but I feel good, I feel good.
You're a leader on this team.
Yeah.
And you have been. You're kind of trending up. To see a guy like Cody, who had 2 great games and then maybe struggled a little bit last week, from that leadership role, what do you say to a young guy who I know you're super close with?
It's a part of it, Things happen for the good and for the bad. Just because it happened, don't always take it as negative. This could be like more so like a wake-up call to just stay on your A game. Because if I could say anything, and not for, like, specifically talking for Cody, but in any position in life, like, you can get comfortable real easy. And if you have a great boss or you have great people around you that can help you just stay on track when you might come off track, it's always a positive. But Cody is a great dude. He's a great person, and he's taking it the right way. Like, at first, it always hits home. So, like, where, like, it's an uncomfortable feeling, but that following day, he was back to it, smile on his face, and was ready to hit the field with the working and trying to get better and mindset. And that's what's so beautiful about this league, is that there's good days and bad days, but the more positive days and that you stack, it only helps you. It doesn't hurt you. So the fact that Cody is stacking great days and he has great film, the rest is history. Like, as long as he just focuses on, like himself, he'll be all right.